My teacher is obsessed with my crush. So she punished me because he likes me too. I think my 40-year-old teacher is in love with my 18-year-old friends. Ever since I've known this teacher, I've always had a bad feeling about her. Whenever she came up in a conversation, my guy friends would start talking about how beautiful, kind, and sweet she was. To say I had high expectations for her was an understatement. They always talked her up like she was Lady Godiva, but I thought it was really weird that all the boys would be talking about her like that because it was just boys, never girls. In fact, the girls didn't like her one bit. They would tell me it was really weird how she acted around these guys because she always gave them her undivided attention, but talked really rudely to the girls. I always just took their word for it because I never had an encounter with her. But when I did meet her, I knew the girls were right. I was with my guy friend when I met her, one who always told me she was so gorgeous, and well, my first actual impression of her was not a good one. She immediately snapped at me, asking why I was with my friend. She sounded jealous, honestly, and I haven't liked her since. It was really just weird of her, but she tried to play it off by saying I was a distraction to my friend since he was supposed to be doing work. When my friend told her that I was just there to be there, she calmed down. Then, during the summer, I found out she actually texts with my friends. I thought it was really weird that she had their phone numbers and texted them during summer. I've had my teacher's number before, but we only communicated for school purposes. I never actually texted them during summer. I thought that was really inappropriate, but it got worse when I realized she only had the boys' numbers. She would text them as if they were friends, and it disturbed me a lot. It got worse though, because she would visit my friends' dorms, again, only the guys. They would always make plans to hang out, and it was just weird because what does an adult have to talk about with an 18-year-old guy? I think that if she was a guy texting girls, people would see there's an issue here. But because she was so loved by the guys, they thought nothing of it. If anything, some guys were jealous that they didn't get that special treatment from her since they never had her as a teacher. This meant that guys were aware of her predatory behavior but dismissed it because she was hot. I talked to my friend about her one day and she agreed heavily that her behavior with these guys was not normal. She even had an experience similar to mine, with her yelling at her for hanging out with a guy. It's like she wants the boys all for herself, and it gives me the creeps. I don't want to be associated with her, but I saw that she's going to be my teacher for the upcoming school year and I'm dreading it. I can already see her picking on me because I talked to one of her little minions. Update: she is the worst. My friend and I were talking during class about what we did over the summer, and I mentioned how I went to a pool party that my friend hosted and all our other friends were there. When I said a specific guy's name, my teacher immediately interrupted our conversation to say she went hiking with him alone, emphasis on alone. By her tone of voice, it sounded like she was trying to one-up me, as if her experience with my friend was so much better than mine. Me and my friend just looked at each other with the same expression on our faces, and we were both thinking the same thing: she's a child lover. I told her that was cool and went back to my conversation. Before class ended, my friend asked what I was doing after school. I told her since the weather was nice, me and that specific guy were going to get ice cream together and just hang out. I said I was really excited since I hadn't seen him in a while. That's when my teacher told me that the two of them had gotten ice cream together before, so I shouldn't get my hopes up if I was expecting something romantic to happen. The red flags had never been redder. I was pretty much sick of her at this point since I had to hear all about her my previous school year, summer, and now she was going to be my teacher. So I lashed out. I asked her why she was hanging out with teenage boys so much. She got really defensive quickly and said they're not teenagers because they're already 18. I told her that doesn't matter since it was still weird. I really didn't care how this would affect our teacher-student dynamic because I have been waiting for the opportunity to call her out. But because she's in a higher position of power than me, she told me I had detention for a whole week and didn't continue arguing with me. Obviously I was not going to attend those detentions because they were unjustified, and if she ratted on me to the principal for not going, I was definitely going to mention her weird relationships with her male students. I knew she was stupid, but even she couldn't be that stupid to risk her career for detention. The next day, she asked why I wasn't in detention, and I straight up told her I wasn't going to go because I had no reason to be there. Honestly, I think she just wanted me to miss my hangout with my friend, which didn't happen. I even bragged to her about it and she got so angry. She was talking pretty low before, but once I mentioned that he held my hand, she raised her voice at me and said I now had 2 weeks of detention. I told her I wouldn't be able to make any of those because I have plans with the same guy, and he said he missed me so I couldn't let him down. She bumped my detention up to 3 weeks.